I've heard you say before, when I was a kid, it was like Shirley Temple. And the kids today have half-naked women all over the magazines and Instagram and are really being led to believe that unless you show a boob, you can't get any attention.
Well, you know, a couple of decades ago, I got in trouble and I was astounded. So I was there in the beginning of this going downhill, frankly, with respect to kids. My kid was very young and he was trying to do skateboarding. Okay, so we're at a mall and I went into a store that was a skateboarding store. And he's looking at skateboards, shoes, and helmets. And I figure, okay, he'll break something and, you know, it's an initiation into adulthood. And I pick up a magazine. Now, if I say it again, I don't want my life to go down the tubes for a week again. It had, these are for adolescents. The store was all for adolescents. And they had a magazine done by Hustler. That was the parent company of this magazine. And it had all terrible things in it. And a male putting a sparkler in a girl's rectum.
Oh, boy.
So I go to the manager, throw a fit. I go on the air, throw a fit. Next thing I know, I'm in a courtroom, and the judge is saying I was wrong. And I had to pay 6 figures out of my own pocket. And to this day, I have been stunned by that. I am protecting kids, and they were all for, this is fine for kids. Now, you would ask, why would this whole trend start where we're trying to take kids off a track which leads them to more family success, success in life, better mental, physical health, family health? That's because it's part of a bigger, and now I sound like some kind of conspiracy nutcase, but it's been growing. I mean, we don't have male and female. There are no more mothers. It's just people who birth. And the whole trend away from family. Now, when you look at dictatorial countries in the history, in the history that you can read, one of the things you did was to eliminate differences and to eliminate family. Think about it. So this is just a small part. And if you keep showing kids naked pictures and, as you said, debauchery, then what are they distracted from? Everything that's of value. So who takes over? A ruling class. So these small incremental things that we've seen in history so many times before are happening, and it's like we're missing it because nobody's getting educated and about history. So you look at these things and you say, who stands to gain? You distract people from things that matter. You unravel the things that give them anchors, and who stands to gain? I said when, it was over 20 years ago, that this was a trend and this was intent. And you look at our colleges now, our public schools, and you can see. So I was a bit prescient, I'm sad to say.
It is a mission by some groups to destroy the nuclear family. I mean, that was in the stated mission statement of Black Lives Matter until they got some blowback on it and took it off of their website. But there are definitely some far left groups who don't believe in the nuclear family and want to see it torn down. I think a far left progressive ideology in general just believes we should have the thruples. I did a story on that when I was at NBC, and they don't believe in, male, female headed families, and they really want to see it torn down. And even you mentioned the trans thing, like the acceptance of, people they're being told that they're little girls when they're in fact little boys. I mean, that's actually happening. It happened at my son's school, which is one of the reasons we pulled them. But even in the news this week, we've been talking about Demi Lovato, who last year declared that she was not a she was a they. And now this week, just declared she's back to she because she's really feeling her feminine energy. And all of it's part of the same problem, which is a gross extension from what we used to consider norms and just stable behavior.
That's correct. Stability is it. The more you can unstable the family and society, then the more the easier it can be totally taken over. I mean, everybody acts like, this hasn't happened in history and it's not happening in any other part of the world. I mean, please, come on.
What do you think the
everybody
end goal
wants
is?
to ignore it, and I'm 75 and a half, so I'm going to live 25 more years, so unfortunately I'm going to see more of this.
Well, God willing, and I hope that's right. You've been taking good enough care of yourself that it's actually realistic. What do you think the end goal is, though? I mean, I wonder about it sometimes. Like, who is sitting where making these decisions? It's not some centralized power. It's more diffused than that. But
what do you think
Soros
is about? What do you think Soros is about?
Yeah.
I mean, he wants violent criminals on the streets and for people who are victimized by that to shut up and go away. What is that about? I mean, I'm going to sound silly now. What about the movies where they sort of train people to be evil? That way they can keep a lid on the good people. That way they dominate. That way they control. We're getting into politics and stuff, and I'm not sure everybody wants to hear us talk about that, but I see a definite trend to tyranny.
I just feel it in our culture in a way that's unavoidable. I see these messages being spoon-fed to my kids on the magazine racks in the stores, in their actual classrooms. And, their biggest role models, I know I've heard you say this, are us, the parents. So I have stock in the fact that if I live a good life, if I provide a good example, my husband too, they'll be fine. And so far they seem fine, but they are surrounded by very unwell people in the public arena. And it's exhausting trying to tell them, no, it's not really a good idea to show your genitals at the Super Bowl halftime show.
But
no
Mommy,
matter what
everybody is doing it. It's on TV. It must be right. It must be okay. You're a fuddy-duddy.
Mm-hmm. Right. And of course, I don't care. They always try that. My daughter really wanted her ears pierced before she turned 12. No. She wanted a phone. No. I'm the last one. I don't care. But you do have to be hardline.
Yes. You have to actually be a responsible parent. And frankly, Megyn, I'm seeing less and less and less of that. I ask people who have 20-something-year-old snowflakes who can't function by themselves at all, have to be totally financially and every other way supported and never have consequences and to their actions and never have to deal with failure. And I ask them, would your grandparents have done any of this? And they all say, well, no. Well, then why are you doing it? And it's this blank stare that you get over the radio. Blank stare. Yes. I can feel it's a blankness that comes over the face, but you're doing it in spite of the fact it is not in your kid's best interest, which means you're intentionally being a bad parent. What's the gain? Well, the gain is less stress, less confrontation, more I'm just liked, more peace in my life. I get to feel like a hero. I can be connected to my kid in a way I'm not connected to a spouse or friends or my own parents. So there are a lot of untoward reasons for it.
Are the high fuel costs putting a damper on your summer vacation plans? From higher prices at the pump to a spike in airfare, it's getting more expensive to get away for a week. But what if you could soak up those vacation vibes year-round? Get a Michael Phelps swim spa by Master Spas, and you can. Whether you want to stay close to home this summer or you just want to extend your break, a Michael Phelps swim spa by Master Spas can transform your backyard into a lovely oasis. It combines the benefits of a pool with the therapy of a hot tub. This will reinvent your family time. You'll love it. Your family and friends will too. You can basically do laps in a teeny tiny little pool that fits in a teeny tiny backyard and doesn't break the bank. Michael Phelps swim spas by Master Spas come in a variety of sizes. You can get the big ones, you can get the small ones that will complement virtually any yard, even if it's a small one. And since it is heated, you can use it year-round in any climate. Michael Phelps swim spas are 100% made right here in the good old US of A by Master Spas, the world's largest swim spa manufacturer. Go to masterspas.com, put in the promo code MK. That will save you $1,000 on a Michael Phelps swim spa or $500 on a Master Spas hot tub. That's masterspas.com, promo code MK. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.